you know, they're trying to tell you this big story, but you know, you don't really give a monkeys about the story or the character, because it's got absolutely nothing to do with what you are doing. All you want to go do is go around and shoot people or whatever the gameplay is. That's really what you're concentrating on. So it's one of those kind of things where it's always quite difficult as a game designer, because people want to know what the story is, and you know, all these kind of high-level things, who are the characters, who are the stories, and yet when you start playing, as a player, you kind of stop caring about that almost immediately, because it's not what you're doing. You're not doing some kind of big high-level motivation goal. What you're actually doing is hitting people or shooting people. But what Devil May Cry does really well is it gets you to be Dante, or to experience Dante, and that Dante is this very cocky trickster who's he's not this big strong guy like Kratos, but he's fast and he's skilled and he outthinks his enemy. And what they do, which I think is very clever with the combat system, is that the combat system gets you to outthink your enemy, because there is no block. So you have to dodge, you have to outthink your enemy, and the more powerful branches, the more powerful combos come from not memorizing a string of buttons. It comes from timing. So if you just hammer the controller, you will never get the really powerful combos out. It's only by waiting for the right moment to trigger that next move that you get the powerful combos. So the combat system matches the character really perfectly, and to me that was this really beautiful thing where all of a sudden I wasn't being asked to buy into some character's motivations that I didn't care about, I'm never going to care about. All of a sudden they were giving me the experience of being Dante and having to outsmart and outwit people, and dodge and unlock moves and special, you know, by waiting for the right moment, you know, and keeping my cool. So, you know, that to me was a real eye-opener on this is how you bring those two elements of the game together. You don't just write a story that's, oh yeah, this is a great story, and he's off to say he's his brother, or, you know, I don't even know what the story is in Devil May Cry, but you don't just do that. What you do is you, through the gameplay, you try and by getting the player to try and take on some of the character, and then you merge these things very closely, and it's a very useful thing. I haven't played the latest Devil May Cry, and I really should. I haven't had time to play it. So, I don't know how long the breakfast will be going on for, and okay, so I want to mention there's something else on that people might want to shoot off for, so you know, don't feel bad, people are going to shoot off. I guess the last thing I just wanted to show was after, it was kind of to top and tail it. If we started off with the Spectrum, which was why I first got into games, the last thing that I wanted to show was something about the iPhone. It's not particularly the iPhone, it's the touchscreen, but obviously the iPhone was the thing that really brought that into the gaming world and made it such a mass market thing. Because to me, I've been working on consoles for a long time, and I loved it, and you know, really enjoyed it, but I was getting to the point of thinking, well, I'm making the same game over and over again here, essentially. What's new? And then what I really liked about the touchscreen was the fact that it was very instant and immediate interface that anybody could pick up and anybody could understand it, and I thought that was a really exciting thing. And you know, I know there's a school of thought that says anything is, if it's the touchscreen, it's not a real game because it doesn't have buttons, which I think is a little bit short-sighted, really, because the touchscreen's given us new ways to interact with things, and it's not, obviously not perfect for every game, but it's something that's new, and it's something that has made games even more mass market. So that was kind of a follow-up to the Spectrums. I think it first got me into games, and now the touchscreen is the thing that made me want to go into being an indie and to really think, yeah, okay, I can break away from the console industry and go do something different. And at the time when the iPhone came out, and now we all think touchscreens are just like something very gold standard that's all around us. But at the time it was all like, oh look, it's like Star Trek, which is touchscreens.
This is This is the web. And this is a call on your iPhone.
So, that was all the clips that I had. So, thank you very much for coming along and watching. And I don't know if anybody wants to ask any questions or just, make a comment about anything.
Can I just say thank you to Anna?
Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here at this time of the morning after last night.
Yes. Yeah, if anybody went to the Papa Sandre thing and made it here this morning, very well done. I didn't, I know you did it about, I didn't manage to do it because I was doing this morning, so I thought I'd better, go home reasonably early